कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसदि गौरभक्तवृंदा। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसदि गौरभक्तवृंदा। कृष्ण चैतन्य जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसदि गौरभक्तवृंदा। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। जय प्रभुपदा प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा। श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा महारानी की जय। प्रहलाद नृसिंहदेव भगवान की। निताई गौर सुंदर की। पतित पावन प्रभुपाद की। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayet Nashtaprayeshu Abhadresu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Sloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki. Starting from Granth Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 12, entitled as Dhruva Maharaja Goes Back to Godhead, text number 41. 42. Granth Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Ya panchavarso guru dara vaka sarire भिन्नेन यातो हृदयेन दूयता वनं मद आदेश करो अजितं प्रभुं जिगाय तद्भक्तगुणैः पराजितम् यः पञ्चवर्षो गुरुदारवाकसरे भिन्नेन यातो हृदयेन दूयता वन्मद आदेश करो अजितं प्रभुं जिगाय तद्भक्तगुणैः पराजितम् यः पञ्चवर्षो गुरुदारवाकसरे भिन्नेन यातो हृदयेन दूयता वनं मद आदेश करो अजितं प्रभुं जिगाय तद्भक्तगुणैः पराजितम् यः पञ्चवर्षो गुरुदारवाकसरे भिन्नेन यातो हृदयेन दूयता वनं मद आदेश करो अजितं प्रभुं जिगाय तद्भक्तगुणैः पराजितम्. श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा महारानी की जय. श्री प्रहलाद नरसिंहदेव भगवान की जय. निताई गौर सुंदर की जय. पतित पावन प्रभुपाद की जय. प्लीज चेंट. यः पंचवर्षो गुरुदारवाकसरे Yeah, he who Panchavarsa at the age of 5 years, Guru Dara of the wife of his father, Vakasarai, by the harsh words. Bhinnena, being very much aggrieved. Yata, went. Hidayena, because his heart. Duyata, very much pained. Vanam, to the forest. Mad Adesa, according to my instruction. Kara, acting. Ajitam, unconquerable. Prabhum, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Jigaya, he defeated. Tat, his. Bhakta, of devotees. Unai, with the qualities. Parajitam, conquered. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. The great sage Narada continued, just see how Dhruva Maharaj, aggrieved at the harsh words of his stepmother, went to the forest at the age of only 5 years, and under my direction underwent austerity. Although the Supreme Personality of Godhead is unconquerable, Dhruva Maharaja defeated him with the specific qualification possessed by Lord's devotees. Once again, the great sage Narada continued, just see how Dhruva Maharaja, aggrieved at the harsh words of his stepmother, went to the forest at the age of only 5 years and under my direction underwent austerity. Although the Supreme Personality of Godhead is unconquerable, Dhruva Maharaj defeated him with the specific qualification possessed by Lord's devotees. Purport: the Supreme Godhead is unconquerable. No one can conquer the Lord, but he voluntarily accepts subordination to the devotional qualities of his devotees. For example, Lord Krishna accepted subordination to the control of Mother Yasoda because she was a great devotee. The Lord likes to be under the control of his devotees. In the Chaitanya Charitamrita it is said that everyone comes before the Lord and offers him exalted prayers. But the Lord does not feel as pleased when offered such prayers as he does when a devotee, out of pure love, chastises him as a subordinate. The Lord forgets his exalted position and willingly submits to his pure devotee. Dhruva Maharaja conquered the Supreme Lord because at a very tender age, only 5 years old, he underwent all the austerities of devotional service. This devotional service was, of course, executed under the direction of a great sage, Narada. This is the first principle of devotional service, Adav Guru Ashrayam. In the beginning, one must accept a bona fide spiritual master, and if a devotee follows strictly the direction of the spiritual master, as Dhruva Maharaja followed the instruction of Narada Muni, then it is not difficult for him to achieve the favor of the Lord. The sum total of devotional qualities is development of unalloyed love for Krishna. This unalloyed love for Krishna can be achieved simply by hearing about Krishna. Lord Chaitanya accepted this principle that if one in any position submissively hears the transcendental message spoken by Krishna or about Krishna, then gradually he develops the quality of unalloyed love. And by that love only he can conquer the unconquerable. The Mayavadi philosophers aspire to become one with the Supreme Lord, but a devotee surpasses that position. Not only does a devotee become one in quality with the Supreme Lord, but he sometimes becomes the father, mother, or master of the Lord. Arjuna also, by his devotional service, made Lord Krishna his chariot driver. He ordered the Lord, "Put my chariot here," and the Lord executed his order. These are some examples of how a devotee can acquire the exalted position of conquering the unconquerable. Om Tat Sat. Om Jnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Chakshunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langhayate Girim Yatkipatamaham Bande Sri Guru Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Sri Chaitanyam Iswaram. So this particular incident is with the Narad Muni playing his veena. He is going to the arena of Prachetas, and then he is glorifying Dhruva Maharaja there. So these three verses is spoken by Lord by Narad Muni to Prachetas. So this is the middle verse where he is describing the how Dhruva Maharaj, the stage of 5 years old, he went to the forest. Before also, Narad Muni has uh, glorified Dhruva Maharaj when he met before meeting. Before meeting Dhruva Maharaj, he was very appreciative of his Kshatriya spirit that just see invoked by little disrespect by his own stepmother. This Kshatriyas is to take it so seriously. Such a so uh, he was glorifying his determination, his and here he is glorifying his all transcendental qualities. So Dhruva Maharaj is mentioned here that he was able to conquer the Lord. The Lord is called Achyuta. No one can conquer him. But Dhruva Maharaja was able to conquer him. How he was able to do this? By his transcendental qualities. One of the name of Lord is Bhakta Vatsala. He is the is uh, very much affectionate to his devotees. The Lord is very much affectionate to his devotees. Like a cow, how she feels for her calf. Similarly, this is the Lord's nature. Bhakta Vatsala, the Lord feels for his devotees, very, very affectionate. And uh, because of this, he gets conquered by his own devotees. Prabhupada is giving another reason that Lord takes pleasure to become subordinate by his own pure devotees, of his own pure devotees. That Lord takes more pleasure to serve his own devotees. We see this example in Srimad Bhagavatam 10th canto, Rukmani Krishna Sambad. So one time Krishna wanted to experience anger of Rukmani, and Rukmani Devi always she remains very submissive to Lord Krishna, and very faithfully she used to serve without saying anything. But the Lord wanted to have an experience of his anger, and then he started saying, you'd have married so many people, why you just selected me? I am not very fit for you. Just even you want now also you can go, like that he was started speaking. And he was expecting that Rukmani Devi she will chastise, but out of her own nature she did not say anything, and she completely became very depressed and fell down. So we in that incident we see that how the Lord is, he wants to experience sometimes chastisement by his own devotees. Prabhupada is giving several examples here, like how Mother Yasoda, she was able to bind Krishna. We see all beautiful pictures we have here, temple hall. She was able to bind Krishna, and Krishna is running out of fear from Mother Yasoda. She is taking the stick and running behind Lord Krishna. And then another example Prabhupada is giving that Krishna, he was pleased to become chariot driver for Arjuna. And then Arjuna was ordering him, like a driver is told, go left, right, like this. So on, Krishna is taking very menial services, trying to do very menial services to please his devotees. Why he is doing? Because he is conquered by their transcendental qualities. We also see sometimes when someone behaves very nicely, we get attracted. Oh, how so nice person he is. And uh, we want to spend some time with him, get his association. We want to some that qualities attracts. So similarly, the Lord, seeing wonderful transcendental qualities in his devotees, and he gets very much attracted, and he wants to do something for them. This is very natural. Also, we see that when we see some demoniac qualities from in somebody, it repels. We want to stay away. When good qualities is there, that attracts to go closer and us take association of that person. The Lord also here we see that he is attracted by Dhruva Maharaja's transcendental qualities. That Jagadananda Prabhu was giving class. He mentioned this. The one their devotees are adorned with so many wonderful qualities, but the particular qualities which would have attracted the Lord most in Dhruva Maharaja. Do anybody remember? Yeah, this was yeah. Determination is, of course, it is there, but the most important thing that mm, uh, Prabhupada also is mentioning here. Uh, Adav Guru Ashrayam. So he is taken Narad Muni's shelter, who is pure devotee of the Lord, and he has been so sincere that he has followed exactly what Narad Muni has told. Whatever he has said, he has followed 100%. And this what attracted the Lord the most. Very shortly, the Lord appeared in front of him, Dhruva Maharaja. So this is actually key to success in our spiritual life. I was hearing a Prabhupada lecture. We are not qualified to serve the Lord directly. The Lord is supremely pure. And in our this conditional stage of life, when we have so much of contamination, how can we serve the Lord? We are not qualified to serve. The service is we also the Lord is supreme personality of Godhead, and we are ordinary jiva, uh, forget forgetful of Lord. Have done so much of sinful activities. What qualification we have to serve the Lord directly? When we are trying to approach the Lord directly, so that's not the way to serve the Lord. It is service is done through the spiritual master in a parampara, through a devotee of the Lord. So uh, one can be 100% confident that his service is being received when he is sincerely trying to serve his spiritual master. And his spiritual master is trying to sincerely serve his spiritual master. In this way, the service is goes full to Krishna. We serve the Guru, Guru serves his Guru, and Guru serves his Guru, and this way the service reaches to Krishna. So this is the surest process of serving Krishna. And while doing this, uh, we remain also secure, because maybe while or it will be like we'll be doing lots of mistake while doing services, but when we are trying to assist a spiritual master, he is uh, praise to the Lord that with whatever fault we are offering you service, please accept. And this service is received. So Prabhupada is mentioning here that uh, Dhruva Maharaja conquered the Supreme Lord because at a very tender age, only 5 years old, he underwent all the austerities of devotional service. This devotional service was of course executed under the direction of great sage Narada. This is the first principle of devotional service, Ado Guru Ashrayam. In the beginning, one must accept a bona fide spiritual master. And if a devotee follows strictly the direction of the spiritual master as Dhruva Maharaja followed the instructions of Narad Muni, then it is not difficult for him to achieve the favor of the Lord. So Prabhupada is pointing out there are so many transcendental qualities as mentioned by Mataji, that determination. But out of all that, Prabhupada is stressing here that Ado Guru Asrayam, that he has taken complete shelter of Narada Muni, not just by uh, sentiment. He has followed strictly what Narada Muni has told. He has told him that you meditate on the form of the Lord, and form of the Lord is like this, and he has captured that, and you worship him without whatever available there, and with full faith he is executing that, without doubting upon Narad Muni that if I do this, whether I will be able to see the Lord, whether he will come here. He had no such doubt. He has taken with complete faith that the Lord is there, and the Narad Muni, by his blessings and following him, I will be surely able to see the Lord. And after this, he has executed it very sincerely. So the Lord was actually obliged uh, to appear in front of Dhruva Maharaja. So uh, uh, here, when Narad Muni is talking about Dhruva Maharaja, he is also mentioning he is just a 5 years old boy. Just 5 years old boy. Even a 5 years old boy is able to achieve by following this process, which great yogis would have not achieved in many lives. He was just 5 years old boy, he was able to achieve. So it is a very sure short process. Anyone can try and he will be victorious. When Dhruva Maharaja, being just 5 years old boy, he could do this. So Prabhupada is also mentioning sum total of devotional qualities is development of unalloyed love for Krishna. This unalloyed love for Krishna can be achieved simply by hearing about Krishna. Lord Chaitanya accepted this principle that if one in any position submissively hears the transcendental message spoken by Krishna or about Krishna, then gradually he develops the qualities of unalloyed love. And by that love only he can conquer the unconquerable. So when we are following in this the instructions of a spiritual master, uh, then what's happening is our uh, dormant love for Krishna is getting awakened. This love for Krishna is there in living entities. In all the living entities, being part and parcel of the Lord, all of us have dormant love for Krishna. No, in pure state, we cannot be without getting attracted to transcendental qualities of the Lord. Only in this conditional stage, when we are forgetful of the Lord, we are trying to enjoy our senses. We are busy in sense gratification. Otherwise, all the living entities have love for Krishna. So, it is said just by hearing the instructions, hearing of the Uh, Hearing the instructions means following the instructions. Hearing about Lord Krishna, hearing Krishna Katha, hearing the holy name of the Lord. Just by this process, simply by this process, one's love for Krishna is awakened. Just by this. And then this analogy is given. If a person is sleeping, the just by ringing of alarm, he wakes up. He may be very much absorbed in the deep sleep, dreaming so many things. But when he hears the alarm, and suddenly he wakes up. So similarly, by chanting the holy name of the Lord, chanting his quality, hearing his qualities, hearing about the pastimes of the Lord, a real love for Krishna is awakened. A very simple thing. But this simple thing we need to apply in our life. So here Prahlad Maharaj, Dhruva Maharaj is given mantra Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Just like we are chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So present age in Kali Yuga, this Maha Mantra one supposed to chant. Uh, there is no rules and regulations for chanting this mantra. Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, anyone can anywhere can chant in any condition of life. One can chant the names of the Lord, and especially Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. This mantra was given in Satyuga, and Narad Muni also explained him that how to worship the deities, and he asked him to chant this mantra, and Dhruva Maharaja did this. How attentive he would be when he was chanting this mantra, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, that all the purification took place so fast, and within 6 months' time he was ready to see the Lord. It's mentioned that he had come to see the Lord with material purpose. What was his material purpose? People have a material ambitions. There's so many material ambitions people have. But if we take, he had the apex of all material ambition. He wanted to get a position far superior to the Lord Brahma, who is the chief living entity. Like people have a aspiration to become a CEO. Some people have aspirations to become president. They want to get the top position. And here Dhruva Maharaja has aspirations to become topmost, even better than topmost. There's such highest material ambition, and he was also very, very determined to get this. But while he was chanting this Maha Mantra, chanting Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, and 6 months he was purified. And when the Lord appeared from him, he forgot that. And he actually regretted that he has come to the Lord with this desire. He was regretting this. No. And he's telling, I do not want. This is nothing in compare of seeing you. You have made yourself present in front of me. That is the most valuable reward, most jewel. And I was just aspiring for a broken piece of glass which is useless, because any material position is useless. It's a temporary. For short time it will be there. We may enjoy that, but very flickering. So it is useless. Materially also it is not going to be with us, and spiritually it is actually useless. It makes us to forget more about Krishna. So he's telling that I was looking for some broken piece of grass which gives only trouble. It pricks and gives pain. hurts. I was looking for broken piece of glasses, but you are so kind that you have given me most precious jewel of your audience. You have kindly appeared for me, who is useless, who is completely is nobody. You have come in front of me. So I have become so much obliged. Kritartho asmin. And I do not desire anything more than this. Swamin Varam Nayache is telling to Lord Vishnu when he appeared. So we see that how uh, just by following this process he is getting purified. This purifications is not so easy. It takes long time to get purified like this. But Dhruva Maharaja, because he followed the process very strictly, and Narad Muni also, the glories of Narad Muni is that he is the best of his spiritual master, and he told him the perfect thing what to do. He has told him that he has not mixed any karma kanda or anything in that. Pure devotional service he has offered to him that you do this according to time, place, circumstances. According to Dhruva Maharaja, what he could do, he has told him this. You do this. In the past times of Dhruva Maharaja, we can see a few days before we are reading that how while going back to Godhead, he remembered his mother Suniti, that how can I go without her? By her mercy only I am able to go back to Godhead today. So he was feeling, how can I go? And Prabhupada is writing in the purport that there that what Suniti did, she told Dhruva Maharaja correct thing. She gave a correct instructions, that no, you go to Hari, go to Narayana. He can only help you. And he asked, where can I find? Then she also said, I heard that sages, they are also searching him and they go to forest. So she gave a correct instructions, and for this she benefited her own son, and she was also rewarded. For this service, she went back to Godhead. So Prabhupada is telling that it is duty of superiors to give correct instructions to his subordinates, and in this way both of them will benefit. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, पतित पांच प्रभुपाद की जय.